Alright, Scaredy Bob here again. We're back to the semifinal matchup between Inversion and Exertus in the Logitech G Series Tournament. We've switched sides here. Inversion took the first match Marine on this tram here. Pretty good, interesting arc play actually. Took down a warehouse hive. So we're going to see what Exertus has to say in response to that, really. Let's see what they do. We have probably a tough starting spot for Inversion. Server is always a tough spot for anyone to spawn in, but especially so when Marines start in warehouse here. And so they're doing a quick second hive drop there, not being very aggressive. They know they just gotta, they gotta get that hive up. No need to push into Marine base here. You can let them get a few RTs up early in game as long as you can get that second hive up. I'm kind of surprised they're actually not setting a gorge here. It's usually something that either Rantology or Revicor does. Looks like Revicor will probably head to that hive down there. Looks like he was dropping a few defenses in base before he heads down there. And a beacon. Gorge to Rantology taking a rush, and it looks like the IP trying to force a beacon, I suppose. Probably a good distraction for Jonah to start doing some damage to this RT here. But it looks like he's probably going to get killed at this point. Yeah, it's just, unfortunately, it's not that long for Marines to get over there. And Rantology, this is a pretty standard setup for her. This location right here, between this box and this choke point here, if you get a bunch of clogs up here, it's a very good position to basically cut Marines off from this whole east side of the map, forcing them to actually go down through observation here. It looks like Zups is already there. He basically rushed through south tunnels to get there. A little pressure on server here. I'm surprised Revicor didn't try to drop some clogs run from this RT. A lot of second hive drop strategies is to kill that first alien RT, and alien teams, especially these highly competitive ones, they started doing this second RT drop pretty quickly after that second hive drop. Zups gets taken down, or Elmo looks like got taken down there. Zups sees the hive, hasn't attacked anything yet, probably waiting for Rantology to come support Gorgeous there. And Gorgeous goes down, so Rantology by herself against Zups here. He did get some med packs, but Dust probably coming in to help and clean this one up. And there's Jonah Crab, yeah, and they clean it up. Time is second out Llama there. Maybe getting Elmo too? No, Elmo takes him down, so. Oh, they're rushing. So they got leap up, and they're rushing. Yeah, just leap there. Look for a second like they were trying to rush Blink, which would have been an interesting strategy. Not sure anyone had enough money to do so, but just taking down that RT. Well, Rantology. Looks like she figured they're pushing through shipping. There's no phase gate down there, so not sure getting rid of these clogs is the best idea. Jonah and Dust. Oh, there goes both of them. Rantology's gonna get out of there. Two Marines. She won't survive that long, and she escapes. And server, Llama and Zups are putting some pressure on both Revicor and this RT. I think this RT is probably going to go down here. Although 3 aliens just spawned in, and they're probably going to clean this up. So a very good spawn timing right there. Phase is up in observation for Exertus. We're probably going to see some pushes on this elevator transfer hive. Unfortunately, aliens, they may be being a little too defensive at this moment, putting pressure on these Marines. They already have 5 RTs up. Aliens have 3. And the biggest problem is they're just getting phase gates all over the map there. Observation, putting one just north of logistics. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one saying like elevator overlook. And tons of mines going off there, just devastating those alien players. So, Dust, Tempest, Jonah Crab, either taking damage or just going straight down to this. Rantology is switching up her clogs to try to defend this hive more. Now she knows where the Marines are going to be pushing from. switching up her Hydras too. So Dust taking down Elmo there. Gorgeous trying to force a retreat there. Tempest and Dust. Oh, and Dust. That's you know, Exertus have been doing some pretty good mind placements here. Very aggressive, right on the front line to basically force Inversion to retreat or die, more or less. It's very good placement of mines here. So Gorgeous almost dying to Illidan there. Tempest might be able to come in and help support him. Some more pressure on the side for Rantology switching up. Rantology's doing a very good job being aggressive with these clogs to try to defend these bases here. But she might go down. She's pretty much unprotected here with Llama and Elmo both pushing up. Looks like they're going for the RT instead. Oh, Rantology. And she goes down. Dust just getting there a few seconds too late, and that'll be a bit of a pressure. Rantology just not have enough P-res to go Gorge again, so that very good clog placement she was doing. It's going to take a bit for her to get back to it. So I was trying to take down this RT, but now that we have both Tempest and Dusk as lurks, that's going to be able to allow them to put some more pressure on actual Marines, and they have to at some point here, because they've just let Marines get 7 RTs on the map. The Marines have every RT that aliens have not captured this map, and that's a very bad position to be in as aliens. So Gorge is starting to put some damage on these RTs here. A little push in the base, Squirrely, Illidan, and Llama. But Dust and Tempest are doing a good job of spike and biting to just keep them out of this second hive location. And it looks like, unfortunately, Gorgeous went down before actually killing this RT. It's 10%, so it shouldn't be that difficult to actually end in the second. And now we're getting to the part where, oh, we have an early a 7-minute Onos drop. Jonah Trap going in there and basically just detonating the mines with his body there. They don't have any upgrades, so he's just an unupgraded Onos at this moment. But that's usually enough in this early game. Marines do have Weapon 1 and Armor 1, and he's got to be. And it's going to be concerning. He needs to put some pressure on this base here soon, because if they start getting those weapon upgrades, these Onos, these unupgraded Onos, just go down fast. It's like Tempest and Gorgeous trying to put some pressure on these RTs here. And it looks like Rantology is going Gorge again. Trying to heal up this base. I'm not sure. Love to see Jonah Crab actually put some pressure there, but he needs support to really take on these Marines. There's only 2 there at the moment, but that basically means they can get up there pretty quick. Squirrely put in a chair down there, and Gorgeous trying to do some damage and ore processing. Sub's getting up there and probably taking down Gorgeous there, yeah. We also have Elmo in server putting some pressure. He might be able to kill Revicor here. Yeah, and Revicor goes down before he can make it into the hive. Tempest is a few seconds too late to save him. That's going to hurt. Unfortunately, as Alien Com, you do not get... oh, and we have two Onos drops here. So both Dust, Jonah are Onos, and I think they're just going to push in and try to beat this phase gate location down. Exertus saw what was coming here, and they dropped 2 armories to block these Onos. Looks like the power is going to go down, but Jonah's going to have to retreat there. Fortunately, they might be able to bait. Oh, Jonah looks like he might go down here unless... there we go. Dust doing a good job of switching up to take some of the pressure off Jonah. And he's going to have to retreat himself. Rantology running. So that was a good move by Exertus to stop this Onos push. And here they're even doing a quick thing, dropping their armories to just block these Onoses from getting through, more or less. Yeah, they're putting pressure on that power, prevent that phase gate. The mine's taken down to Gorgeous there. So the power's down, so these 3 Marines are just going to do it. But Zups does take out Rantology, so this is just up to these Onos to do the damage they need to. And they're gonna run. Level 2 weapons is just about up here. And that's, I mean, even level 1. Those 3 Marines are just doing an awesome job of an Exertus hit. You know, they've encountered early Onos pushes and they know what to do. Just block them with armories and do damage. So Exertus is doing an amazing job defending against these Onos pushes. Unfortunately, it looks like at this point they you know, just about at the point where they can't do enough damage to do this. So, but they did take down the phase gate there. Jonah does survive there, taking down Squirrely and Llama and Zups, cleaning up there. But you know, even though Exertus lost this little base here, they delayed those Onuses just enough. Now they've got weapons 2 up, weapons 3 coming, jetpacks. Very good plays by Exertus to basically counter this early Onus drop. We do have Kara for aliens now, so those Onus are going to be doubly powerful. It essentially doubles the amount of armor they have. But Exertus knows this. They've delayed long enough to get more or less weapons 3 up, and even with Carapace, you know, 3 Marines with weapons 3 can, you know, demolish these Onoses pretty quick, especially now they have jetpacks. Inversion is in a bit of trouble here. They did kill 2 of the Marine RTs, North Tunnels and Observation, but they have way too much res for way too long. Now with jetpacks giving them, you know, equal if not superior mobility, Marines are just going to run on the map and kill everything, more or less. I think at this point, you know, Inversion's just got to try to get a push on some of these Marine bases. Oh, and a beacon to warehouse, actually. Oh, they don't have obs and sub here. They're shipping, sorry. Those Onuses, it's going to be trouble. Dust is trying to protect Jonah Crab here, but he's going to start taking a ton of damage, and this is full things. That Onus is going down. Jonah Crab trying to protect, but, you know, Jonah Crab's probably going to die here, too. That's the power of Weapons 3. Rantology doing her best to try to keep Jonah alive. And he does make it back to that hive just in time. But losing one of those early Onus is not a good position to be in. Unfortunately, you know, Exertus was able to delay the power of that Onus long enough to get the tech they needed to basically counter them. Now Inversion is in a tricky spot. I think unless Gorgeous has gone Fade, that's kind of what they need to start dealing with these jetpackers. But at this point, I think since they tried to do that Onus push, that didn't really work out as well as they want, and Inversion is just going to have trouble keeping Exertus back. Unfortunately, this Exertus team knows what to do against these Onos. Have encountered it before, and they've done a fantastic job in this matchup to basically just block those Onus pushes with armies, lock them in, you know, prevent them from doing anything faster or powerful. Gorgeous taking quite a bit of damage there, getting healed up, and unfortunately, unless they're going to do another Onus or a Fade drop from the commander, no one's really near many higher life forms. Jonah Crab could if he dies, but if they lose that Onus, then they'll be in real big trouble. Unfortunately, Marines are getting back all those RTs that the aliens killed. Observation going up. North Tunnel looks like it was about halfway up before they got it, so as you can see, they got jetpacks, they got phase gates around the map. I mean, Inversion's in trouble. No doubt about that. Fortunately, Gorgeous is taking a ton of damage. He just barely gets out there, and Zups goes down. But while aliens can't afford to lose any higher life forms at this point, they don't have the res flow to counter that. Marines can lose it left and right. They have 6 RTs going, almost 7. I mean, they're not hurt for res at this point. If you see, even the Marines has pretty good. A lot of the Marines are pretty decent P-res still left around, and they can even drop stuff from the comm. I mean, they're just floating in res here. Observation looks like it's going to go down, but aliens just trying to keep this elevator overlook RT alive, more or less. They're putting all their time into just defending it, which is not a position you want to be in. It's like Revicore and Gorgeous gonna clean up Elmo there, pushing the base. Dust gonna kill this RT, so getting Marines down to at least 4 built RTs there. He might be hit by Squirrely there. See if, yeah, he can't escape from a jetpacker with a shotgun there. And here we go. Exos have been started. Level 3 armor is almost done. I wouldn't be surprised to see an exo push at some point into like server elevator hive here. It's usually kind of what you have to do to break these stalemates. Inversion is definitely sort of on the losing side of this matchup so far, but they're still good enough to prevent these Marines from actually going into these hives and actually killing them. Looks like they did drop a Fade egg, so we're gonna get some more Fades on the field. You have to wait till these Fades eggs fully, I guess you say, research your build before you can jump in it. So Tempest getting in there. But when you get in there, you basically immediately go Fade. So it kind of takes the place of the evolve time. Rantology, he'll spray Elmo to death there. Looks like Gorgeous is probably going to take down this unbuilt RT in North Tunnels. Finally seeing some drifters around the map. That's kind of like in the counter. Usually a lot of the competitive teams would drop that second hive early off and just put a bunch of drifters around the map, but they've switched over to a, especially Inversion here, switched over to a second RT pretty quickly after dropping that second hive. It forgoes drifters to a large degree. Exos are done. I'd kind of expect them to get dual chain gun Exos before they actually buy any. Fortunately, no one. Maybe Squirrely is kind of close. They might just, yeah, there we go. Dual minigun Exos started. So usually the dual minigun Exos are a bit more useful than the single ones with the punching arm, basically the grab, or I guess the claw. Unfortunately, you can only drop the single chain gun ones from using commander resources, so they have to have some 1 or 2 players, probably Squirrely in this case, save up the P-res to 75 to buy the dual minigun Exo. Well, I'm doing a pretty good job of just being a general harassment of this RT. Aliens do have had these 3 RTs up for most of the game, so it's enough res to keep them going, but not really enough to allow them to push in. Elmo looks like trying to kill this RT in server room, but Tempest is going to come in and probably clean him up real quick here. Yeah, dual minigun Exos are up. I'd expect to see Squirrely in the next, I don't know, a couple of minutes get enough P-res. Allow him to do this. So Tempest trying to take down, do some damage to RT. Unfortunately, Fade damage to structure is pretty poor. They're much more effective at just killing players than killing structures. And Revicore doing some interesting moves, just trying to, he's, got a lot of the tech he wants. Could probably see either Adrenaline or Celerity at this point. They do have a Shift High, but I don't think I've seen a Spur anywhere. I'm sure the aliens could definitely use an extra upgrade there. Do have Bio Bomb, so they can start doing some more damage against structures. And GL's going up. All right, this is gonna be tough for Inversion now. GLs and Exos are usually the hive killers here. You can sometimes, in some cases, deal with just pure shotguns or rifles if you just get a massive Marines. But the way Inversion's been playing, they've done a decent job of at least splitting up Exertus, forcing them to defend multiple locations on the map, so they can't really get the critical mass of Marines needed to, shotgun or assault rifle or hive to death. They're also, all five of the Inversion players, they know they can't allow Marines to get this phase gate and tram, however, also going to be in really big trouble and quickly converged on that and killing it. Dust going down. There's a lot of preemptive armory. It looks like armory drops. All you have to do is hit one thing to make it a corporeal, so that the Onos can't just basically make it disappear by going through it. So. In Exertus, they know the choke points they need to drop these armories, and the nice thing is that they only block essentially Onos, and possibly fades in certain locations. Marines can usually get through them, especially with jetpack. They will drop Exos. They will block Exos, but I don't think Exertus can recycle the armories they need to allow Exos to pass. Inversion's been spreading out, seeing if they can't get some more RTs. They're doing a decent job of keeping Exertus and the Marines down to 5, but if they want to make up for the res disadvantage they've had for quite a bit of this game, they need to get 4 or 5 RTs themselves. Unfortunately, Exertus is keeping them from getting observation or North Tunnel. I'm kind of surprised that Inversion hasn't made this Phantom, basically, RT disappear so they can drop that RT there. Unfortunately, Temp is blowing a lot of his energy trying to get over that ledge there, and he has to retreat. Robo in South Tunnels. Exodus might be trying a arc push again. If they get arcs up in this location just south of Elevator, they can do quite a bit of damage. Take down that hive. Another Onos up. It looks like, was it Jonah Crab or Dusk went to, yeah, Dusk went to Onos again. So looks like we had a calm Onos drop. So 2 Onos, 2 Fades, and a Gorge, all higher life forms for Inversion. This is kind of the spot where they like to be at, where there's nobody really skulking at the moment. But unless they get a strong push on one of these bases, looks like the Gorgeous and Tempest might be able to take out this phase. And unfortunately, Illidan doing quite a bit of damage. Tempest is slightly hurt, but more good at phase. And Zups and Squirrely and Ammo are, gonna keep him out. He better retreat here quick, or else he's gonna have some trouble. And Zups. Oh, good play by Zups. He knew where Tempest was going. He switched around and caught him right as he was going through that doorway, and down goes Tempest. Great play by Zups there. So Tempest back to the Skulk, but aliens, the 3 RTs allow them to be able to go. A lot of them drop higher life forms pretty regularly, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another Fade Egg drop for Tempest in a few seconds here. Both Jonah and Dus doing their dual Onosing again, but here comes a dual Illidan. Looks like he was the one who was saving up for that dual Chain Get XL, and those could be pretty devastating against even dual Onos. Especially if they get 3 Marines with jetpacks and 1 with a dual minigun Exo. The best bet is to hope that Rantology can do decent amount of damage and those Onos get in close enough to hit that pace. Looks like Gorge is trying to force a beacon. If they can force Marines to beacon at this point, they could just all rush that Exo and probably kill him. Phase gate going up there, that's going to be problematic. Those mechs, you know, a nice little mech train following that Exo can usually make him pretty invulnerable. Every time he gets damaged, he just you know, goes back up. So, and it's once again, this is a level 3 Exo. He has 570 armor. He is a beast. Gonna be difficult to take down unless they can get these Marines beaconed somewhere, frankly. Yeah, Tempest there. He probably just got another Fade egg drop from him. Or maybe he had enough to go Fade. See, quite a few of the aliens actually have high P-res. Jonah Crab, he's been Onos for quite a while. And it looks like that Exo goes down. Dust and Jonah Crab just, this is big, a big battle here. Looks like Inversion's gonna take it. With no loss of players. That's wow. That's good play by Inversion. They knew which people to attack when. Exertus, I guess, maybe was a bit overwhelmed by just the like conflab of Max and Gorges and Onos. So a couple of drifters in there too. So it's just a mess of things.
Under attack.
These Onos do have Carapace, so they have, I believe it's 1,200 armor. But they're pretty big tanks. Inversion was thinking about there. That armory placement not so greatly placed there. It's just blocking the Onos. It wasn't really blocking the Onos there, so. They do take down Dust, though, so General Crab has been doing a better job of basically staying alive. That's why he has 100 P-res. He's been Ono since he got first dropped. And Gorgeous just dying, too. Oh, wow. They did get that repair room chair down, but, you know, the Marines just re-dropped it immediately. It was essentially not really much of a victory for Inversion. They just traded a Fade for a command station there, so. A good deal for the Marines, at least. Exertus is probably pretty good about that, since they lost quite a bit of res in this observation push there, especially that Exo who's going to hurt him. It looks like we did have, what was it, Squirrely as the other duel. Yeah, Squirrely is the other chain gun, dual chain gun or dual minigun Exo. Not quite sure what he's doing there besides just being a sentry waiting for anything that comes through the door to shoot. Yep. And he's just basically kind of stirring. He knows Dust got another Onos. Looks like an Onos drop from the commander. So with 3 RTs, aliens can usually get enough res flow to keep dropping these higher life forms and so forth. The one downside is they're not really researching any more upgrades per se. I'm surprised they haven't even got Celerity or Adrenaline at this point. It's not necessary, except for maybe it's nice for like the Fades and the Gorge to have those shift upgrades. Also kind of preferential as an Onos to get Celerity. I mean, as Onos you do have charge that can get you out of space, but just having that extra base speed boost can sometimes mean the difference between life or death when you're retreating from an armada of Marines, more or less. Looks like Squirrely, Llama, and Zub's pushing observation. This observation has been actually pretty contested. Like some of the major battles is happening in this little area right here, going back and forth between Marines and aliens, capturing it and so forth. Illidan and Elmo looks like they're trying to do some damage, kill Rantology here. Although, you know, as a Gorge, you don't like to die. You can afford it. It's only 10 P-res. And even if that, it's not that much for the commander to drop at this point. Dust and Jonah looks like they're just going to try to quickly kill this command station. Marines are mostly out of play. Zups, Llama, looks like a Mac are probably the closest. They might try to come here and save it, but 2 Onos versus 2 Marines, even with jetpacks, is going to be a bit tough. And here comes Gorgeous and Tempest to support with a Drifter. It looks like maybe we can get some Enzyme going. Yeah, some Enzyme going. So that'll make it tough for these Marines, because those Onos are both fast attacking and tanks of armor. Oh, and Dusk. I think Dusk is going to go down here. Illidan doing a good job of just harassing him with Squirrely coming in to finish it off. Jonah actually might be Exertus decided, and that's another Onos down. So that is a pretty big blow for Inversion there. Squirrely and those Illidan doing a good job of coming in tramp hop to cut off that Onos retreat. Oh, and here we have Arcs. So Rhintology looks like this would kill him before they take the hive down, but not surprising to see some arc play here. Back in South Tunnels again. So from this location, you're just barely in range to hitting this hive here. I think they mostly were targeting that shift, and the hive just got a little bit of side damage. I think it's close enough to, well, I'm not sure it's really close enough to hit the hive directly. I think it was only a minor splash damage that really did it. Fortunately, Inversion, with that two Onos loss in a repair room, they traded basically that repair room command station again for 2 Onos this time instead of a Fade. Jonah Crab and Dusk are back as Onos. Thing about them is that they survive long enough that they'll both be able to collect a significant amount of P-res, with the commander being able to finish off the rest of them there. So, Gorgon again. Back to 3 RTs. They did lose. I think it was probably Server they lost. They do have Celerity now, so that'll help with these, especially these Onos and even the Gorge. Celerity Gorge is pretty useful for just escaping. Unfortunately, neither team has been able to translate their specific advantages into an actual significant win here. Two arcs up again in South Tunnels here. And looks like those arcs are... Actually, it looks like a little confusion of Rhintology just getting destroyed by a Squirrel. Dust, I think Dust might be going down here too. They'll probably take out the Exo. Oh, and Dust is going to go down. Unfortunately, Jonah Crab preferentially retreated, not really providing cover for Dust there. Probably a good call. I'm not sure both of them could have been saved, but you can definitely save at least one of them there. Gorge is getting in dangerous territory there too. Those killing those dual chain gun Exos, even if you lose a dual minigun Exos, even if you lose an Onos in the process of it, is a good trade for these aliens, because those dual chain gun Exos can only be bought with P-res, cannot be bought by the commander. So Squirrely is the closest to getting another one of those dual minigun Exos. Lose them, commanders get enough res so they can keep dropping them. Yeah, there's even another Onos egg for Dusk in server room. So, that 3 res flow allows them to keep up these life form pushes. Rhintology goes down again, but she has 31 P res. She can go Gorge 3 more times, no problem. Neither side really this is sort of like a war of attrition here, and neither side can do enough damage to actually end the match for either one. Looks like they're trying to do these arcs again. I think they may be a bit confused. I thought because the arcs shot that shift in the corner here, these arcs were actually in range of the hive, in which I don't think they are. I think you have to actually push an observation here for those arcs to do it. Arcs also, I don't think, any longer attack Sys, so Marines have to actually kill Sys themselves. It looks like, so there's that spur. Jonah does Rheumatology. Looks like they're going to try to take down this Robo again. Doing a decent job of that. I would love to surprise them. Would love to see them do some damage to these arcs too. Maybe take them down if possible. But you know, against GLs there, especially in these close quarters, those GLs can be pretty devastating. We can retreat there. Elmo trying to chase down Dust and just dying in the process. And Marines, they're pushing to Tram Hub. They got that phase get up. Here come the arcs. If they can get arcs like right, I think right here, that'll be just in range to hit the hive. So Dust knows it. He's going there to try to do some damage on these arcs. Maybe kill Illidan in the process. Rheumatology, see, this is what I'm talking about by the celerity. Celerity Gorge is very useful. You need those gorges around the map and fast, and they're going to take down those arcs. 2 Onos and a Bio-Bombing Gorge could do the job. Zup's doing some damage to the defenses in this elevator overlook RT. Not enough to really kill it, but at least to distract Gorges, force him to go and actually attack it. Supporters Gorges did not pop. Yeah, there he goes. Finally. Would love to see Inversion try to get that RT. They haven't had a chance to really get the observation RT up, but I think, you know, North Tunnels has been sparsely contested, so there's not a lot of Marines go through. I think they could sneak an RT in there if they really wanted. Dustin Jonah cleaning up Elmo there. Llama smartly retreating against the face of 2 Onos. Even with jetpacks, you know, it's tough going against 2 Onos in close quarters. Even if it's 2v2, 3v3, you got weapons and armor 3. So both Dusk and Jonah push into shipping. There is an obs there. Looks like they're going to probably have to retreat there. Jonah trying to go the wrong way there. So it looks like, oh, Rheumatology, Gorgeous, and Tempest. Gonna force a beacon here in Warehouse. Looks like Rheumatology is just trying to suicide Gorge here, try to take out this advanced armory, and it does not work. Their beacon plus the massive water is going to keep it up. Unfortunately, at this point, I think a pub-style strategy might be actually best for Inversion. Suiciding Gorges can be a useful thing. Usually, if you focus on some of the weaker structures, the observatory, IPs, armories with just a suicide and ball-bombing Gorge, you can usually take down enough to justify your death there. And at the very least, force Marines to stay back and repair other structures or put some max on it. And since, you know, Gorges are just basically, you know, dirt cheap, no, you know, they can afford it. As long as you're killing something with at least, you know, 10 T-res, you're more or less paying back the death there. Because, you know, this is as the alien com, you can keep dropping 10 T-res Gorges, you know, however you want. The Northern RT finally getting dropped there. So this epic stalemate continues. Squirrely hasn't gone dual chain gun exo. They might, since they've been trying to do single dual minigun exo pushes, they might try to do a double one there. Surprising phase gate here in South Tunnels to the east. A bit surprised since they already got a phase gate there, but I guess Marines are just trying to go for maximum mobility around the map, allow them to get anywhere and quickly. Looks like Dust and Jonah Crab. Maybe Llama just escapes them just enough. Trying to get out of there. Wouldn't be surprised to see a beacon here, but Dust and Jonah looks like a Squirrely finally go for the exo, and Jonah Crab better get out of there before that exo just pounds him. Well, you see the effect of this at least five RTs that Marines have had all games. They got a proto in shipping, a proto in warehouse, phase gates all over the map. They can drop armories with impunity. They got all the tech they really. I think they've got actually all the tech more or less in the game, except for some of the Mac tech and Arc tech, because they lost that Robo before. Looks like Gorgeous. Oh, poor Gorgeous. Oh, barely. He got. That's unfortunately, still got bugs in the game. It's still in beta. That's a sort of notorious spot for sticking fades there. Gorgeous is able to get out with actually, having to lose his fade there. Flamethrowers are out in the field. That's, I think, the first flamethrower we might have seen here. They don't really do that much damage, but they are pretty useful at forcing aliens to retreat more or less, if you can. Yeah, Tempest looks like he's trying to take on this command station, but he goes down pretty quickly. Alien's starting to stockpile quite a bit of res here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another fade drop for Tempest. Or if Jonah looks like he's not going to be able to take down Llama there. Also, I mean, I know we haven't seen many lurks out at this point because they have a lot of trouble against these very good marine shooters on Exertus. But, spores can sometimes be useful in these types of situations. At the very least, sporing up the phase gate when you're making a push at least does damage to Marines as they kind of phase through. So we have Robo back up in the field. I expect to see Arc Tech research. I think that's pretty much Marines realize that's going to be the method for ending this match. Sort of like a stamina match here. It's gone on for 40 minutes so far. That's pretty unusual in these competitive matches, which are usually in the range of 10 to 20 minutes on average. 30 minutes is a pretty long game for these competitive matches. 45 or more is just usually unheard of. Very stalemating matches like these, usually the result of teams that are actually pretty well, pretty well balanced against each other, frankly. And Squirrely looks like he's just being a stationary turret here, waiting for these Onos to kind of push out and just fire this little hallway there. So. It's like Llama trying to do some damage to RT here, but he goes down. Illidan and Zups killing this northern RT, so. RT up here. And Tempest is gone Gorge, actually. I wouldn't be surprised to see a suicide ball bomb rush and say warehouse here. We do have a Robo dropped in a warehouse, so it's like Tempest trying to kill that Mac, but he's probably down to Zups here. Oh, that's not a big deal. Tempest got 60 P res and Commander has 160 T res, so he can drop Gorges and for basically forever at this point. Fortunately, I think Marines are kind of trying to do like little Mac trains following these Marines to heal them. That's where the bile bomb comes in handy because it's very useful at just destroying Macs in mass. Elmo looks like he's pushing towards server, and we have Llama pushing towards elevator overlook. I think it looks like Elmo, yeah, he's going straight for the upgrades. So let's see if we can kill this upgrade just in time. He's doing decent damage to Revicor. Not really enough to kill this shell. That's kind of like the benefit of having these clogs there. It protects the shell from actually damage. And Revicor going down to, that must be probably 10 health or less for jumping the hive. Oh, and here we're getting to really non-standard gameplay. Rantology going down there, but we have whip drops to attack this base. Now, that's something you don't see in competitive matches. But It's, I mean, at this point, I think Inversion is willing to try anything, frankly. They know they need something to break this stalemate there. And Exertus, you know, hasn't been able to find something either. So time to, you know, employ a very non-standard gameplay and strategies to try to finish this off. Whip drops are one of those. If Inversion can get that third, they're putting a lot of pressure on Repair Room because if they can get that third hive location going, you know, they can get the shade upgrades. They can start throwing shades around the map. You know, force Marines to do beacons, or not beacons, scans to see everything. And then you can do a lot of these more sneaky gameplay elements. That's more or less so. To not kill that command station, Mac is slowly repairing it. Would kind of love to see Rantology just run out there and just suicide kill that command station. She does have celerity and Kara, so she can do quite a bit of damage there. And there she goes. Oh, she's dropping Hydras. I think she's just gonna die at this point. You can't really, yeah, you can't outrun a jetpack and Marine in that sense. I'm kind of surprised that Squirrely is just being a human turret here. He's just standing there waiting for anything to push through observation. It's a super defensive role for the Exo there. I mean, it's effective in the sense that, you know, you're not going to have anybody coming through shipping that way, but, you know, Exodus doesn't need to be defensive enough. They need to basically trade a base to kill out one of these alien hives, more or less. And, you know, they could afford to, say, lose shipping to kill, say, elevator transfer. Well, looks like some more harvesters going down, particularly observation.
Under attack.
And the RT in repair room is up. Talk about crazy, crazy things happening in this match. Shift going up in a repair, shift up in repair room. Rantologist can basically perma heal herself and anyone near there. So she's gonna keep all this stuff up. You know, that shift actually is very a shift next to a gorge. It's a great strategy, and this might turn the tide right here. They can immediately drop that second hive, and Rantology can essentially fast build it with that shift there. Yeah, I'd love to see Rantology just get that hive up. I mean, the RT would be nice to save, but that's not as important, I think, as a hive at this point. Especially with that shift there. Yeah, she's going to go switch over to the shift, or the hive, and do some damage there. But Squirrely finally moving from his human turret position, realizing they can't let aliens have repair room or else it's game for them. And Rantology, she almost goes down that push. Great use of infestation spikes, and those buys enough time for these Onos to get there and kill Squirrely. So just too much, two Onoses on one Exo is just too much for that Exo to go. So I'm wondering whether Exodus would have been better served by, instead of just doing one X at a time, like 2 or even 3, and just push right into his bases, kill the Onoses, and just destroy that hive. So, but I think at this point, Inversion with that hive going up is basically turning the tide. Almost going to kill this RT over here, but you know, aliens have stockpiled so much res, it doesn't really matter at this point. It's something they could easily re-drop if necessary. Almo does kill the harvesters, so, but as I said, res is not the problem right now. Both teams have more than enough to do what they want. I think Exertus knows. I mean, they need to kill this hive. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen more arcs. A nice little arcs push into repair room would have helped. Or while Anne's distracted here, push arcs over to elevator. I mean, just send them by themselves. Send 2 or 3 by themselves over here and park them right here and kill this hive. I mean, while force aliens to get back there, they're all in repair room defending it. Unfortunately, I think it's too late for Exertus now. Inversion's got that third hive up. They're researching some, looks like Stomp here. Probably going to get a Shade, Shade Hive going. So it's going to be stuff like Feign Death and Silence and a bunch of shades around the map. Unfortunately, that solo damage arc, it's not going to be able to do much by himself. And this is the thing. I mean, Exertus has, a couple of unused arcs just sitting itself. I think this just might be a case of exhaustion. This match is one of the longest I think we've seen in this. It might be the longest match we've seen in this tournament, and you can tell. These long matches just start wearing you, Commander especially. You're distracted. You losing focus. You're trying to, do too many things on too many different sides of the map, and it's just, you miss things. He lost, Exertus lost 2 arcs there, kind of unnecessarily. And now I think they're going to pay the price for it. Exertus back up to 4 RTs, but I think the core problem is they let aliens get that third hive going. Yeah, they finally switched to dual minigun exos, taking down Jodo Crab pretty quickly there. I think they needed to do this quite a while ago. But if they can support this, got some arcs, got some max, maybe at least one dude with a welder going. If they can push in this repair room hive, they might still have a chance to pull this one back. But the tides, I think, have changed into Inversion's favor. I think maybe one of the problems with longer matches is most competitive games don't really last this long. These teams don't really get a chance to practice, very end game. Stalemate tactics. What do you do in a situation like this? How do you break these stalemates? Most matches are over by the 20-minute mark. You might get to Exos for the ends, or maybe get a few Onos out, but 3 Onos push, just taking down one Exo. One of the Onos goes down, but aliens. I mean, they just have enough res, and they can just get pumping it into these things, and Exertus is GG'd out of this game. I think they're just too tired, and they know the end result once they let Inversion get that third hive up was that they were going to lose. And with those Exos going down, it was just a matter of time. So well played, a long drawn out match, but good job to Inversion for winning that second game there.